Hey everybody, Guitars N70 here, and today we're going to be doing a Charvel guitar throwdown. I'm excited to make this video. I've been wanting to make it for a while. But we have the Warren DeMartini USA Signature Frenchy versus the made in Mexico Satchel Signature Pro Mod, and that's in the satin white Bengal. So let's get into it, but first I do want to say I do really love both guitars. No complaints really about either guitar. So with that said, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the appearance. You have a glossy graphic on the Frenchy model here, and then you have a matte finish with a Bengal graphic on the Satchel model. Both are very cool looking, and you know the graphic on the Warren DeMartini is too fast to live, too young to die, is what that says. So I don't know that there's much of an edge here. I think they're both cool. It comes down to personal preference. I like the Frenchy model myself just because it's so iconic. I mean, you can make the case that the Bengal is iconic too, but there's been so many different designs of the Bengal. And, you know, I kind of wish I had a collection of Bengal guitars. It's really close, but I do prefer the Warren Frenchy model for that, for appearance. So moving on, we have the features. There's a couple different features I'd like to talk about just as one category. The tuners, you got on the Frenchy, you have the Gato tuners, and then on the Satchel, you have Charvel tuners. Now, they might be a little bit better quality tuners, the Gato tuners. I think it's Gato or Gato. But on a floating bridge where you have a locking nut up here at the top, it's like it doesn't matter. They're both rock solid tuning, and there's no tuning issues, no tuning stability issues or anything like that. So it really doesn't matter. And I think that I've never broken or needed to replace a tuning peg or anything like that in my nearly 40 years of playing. So to me, it's a non-issue. I think either one is fine, and I would say that's a draw on this particular guitar. The neck and fingerboard, they're both the same material. They're both made of maple, and they're both great. I think the slight edge to me goes to the Frenchy because it has a rolled edge here of the frets, and the frets feel nicer. They're more polished than I think the Satchel is. So I'd give a small advantage to the Frenchy model for the neck and fingerboard. The body, they're both made of alder, so there's no advantage, or they're the same there. There's no winner in that category. And then for the tremolo, you have an original Floyd Rose on the Warren DeMartini, and you have a Floyd Rose 1000 on the Satchel. Both are solid. No tuning, like I said before, no tuning problems or issues. They're both Floyd Roses. They're both killer. I would give, if you needed to pick something out, the fine tuners down here are a lot smoother on the original Floyd Rose. They're a little bit hard to turn on the Satchel model, but that aside, it doesn't affect the performance of the trem system at all. They both look great, they feel great, they perform great. So slight edge to the Frenchy there. Then we move on to the pickups. You have in the Frenchy model, you have the SD quarter pounder single coil in the neck, and the specially designed humbucker in the bridge. It's called an RTM. They're both Seymour Duncan pickups, but it's RTM, Ratus Tonus Maximus. Now, that almost makes it win straight out of the gate. I mean, that's hilarious. I love it. But you cannot overlook on the Satchel that there are, it's a 2 humbucker setup, and they use Fishman Fluence active pickups, so they do require a battery in the back, 9-volt battery. And honestly, I think you get a little more tonal variation out of the Satchel model because it has a pot, the volume pot pulls out here, so you have the 3-position pickup selection, and then in each position you can pull the pot out for a different tone. So that's kind of nice. And you don't have that here, but you do have a straight single coil sound from the Warren model, which if you want to play stuff with single coil, it's hard to duplicate that with a humbucker. So that's kind of a toss-up. I think it's personal preference. If you want, definitely, if you want more rat tone, or you got to go with the Warren model, obviously. My preference, I'll just give you my preference. My preference is the Warren model, the tone on the Warren model. I think it's just, it's hard to describe, but you know, the mids are just killer. The mids are absolutely, it's kind of ripping through. So that's my choice for the pickups. Overall build quality, we'll do a fifth category here for overall build quality. I think it's close. I think it's really, really close. The only difference I believe that really to me makes a difference is this edge on the neck, which we already talked about. So otherwise it's real comparable. They're both nice heavy guitars, both feel really solid and that sort of thing. And not much, I think it's pretty close, you know. And then on the last category, I'm going to do one on value. So the Frenchy model retails for $3,300 right now, and the Satchel model retails for about $1,500. The clear winner, in my opinion, on this is the Satchel model. Not just because it's cheaper, but because it's just such a wonderful guitar for the price. And it doesn't matter where they're, in this case, where they're made. I'm a big proponent of guitars made in the USA, but the value, in my opinion, clearly goes to the Satchel. It's just, you know, the Frenchy model is not worth more than double the cost. That's ridiculous. I can say that for sure. So the overall winner, when you pull it all together, I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to go with my Frenchy model here. I really got to do it. I'd like to be controversial and try to, you know, make a better case for the Satchel. I think I did that with the value in the last piece. If that's something that's really important to you and you want to get a good value, I think most people do. You can get a hell of a guitar with the Satchel, and you won't be disappointed. But the overall winner, in my opinion, is the Frenchy model, and it's not by a mile. It's definitely not by a mile, but it definitely gets my vote for the best. All right, so there you have it. Please leave any comments you have for me down in the comments section, and I will be back later we're going to square off the winner here, the Frenchy model. We're going to square that off against the Jakey Lee model, and both American-made products. So stay tuned for that. That one will be a good one. Thanks, everyone. Bye.